Can you see it yet? That wrinkle in the water? What do you think it is? Let's get a bit closer. It's a Balaenoptera musculus. That's the scientific name for a blue whale. Are you ready for some blue whale facts? Here we go. The blue whale is the largest animal to have ever lived on Earth. It can grow to over 30 meters long and weigh more than 130,000 kilograms. That's longer than 3 buses and heavier than 3 lorries. Pretty much everything about the blue whale is massive. Its tongue weighs as much as an elephant, its heart is the size of a car, and its blood vessels are so wide that you could swim through them. Despite their massive size, blue whales like to eat very small fish, especially tiny shrimp-like crustaceans called krill. In fact, they eat up to 40 million of them every single day. Blue whales usually swim in pairs or small groups. During the 1900s, they were hunted almost to the brink of extinction. It's estimated that only 10,000 to 25,000 blue whales are left swimming in the world's oceans today. Now, just in case you ever, even for a moment, thought you wanted to be a blue whale, take a look at what it could be like. Believe it or not, there are many animals on Earth that are currently facing extinction. Scientists believe that Earth is experiencing its first mass extinction event since non-avian dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago. More than 40% of amphibians and a quarter of all mammals are currently at risk of disappearing entirely from our planet. It's the result of changes set in motion by human activity and climate change, with life in the oceans particularly affected. Antarctic blue whales, the largest creatures on the planet, are critically endangered. They're just one step away from extinction. Some 60% of freshwater species such as crocodiles, hippos and river dolphins are classified as threatened, and they lack adequate protection. With as few as 30 left in the world, the vaquita, the world's smallest porpoise, is probably the species most at risk of extinction. Many wildcats are also on the cusp of extinction, including the Sumatran tiger and Javan leopard. The number of Asian elephants has fallen by at least 50% over 3 generations, with less than 50,000 left in the wild. The future of 6 out of 8 bear species is also cause for concern, and that includes the giant panda and polar bears. So what can we do? Well, the answer is to look after the planet, just like Allah told us to.
We'll be drawing an Islamic geometric pattern using a compass, a ruler and our pens. Today, look out for 8 because there'll be an 8-pointed star that we'll be drawing. Now we can say one of our favourite lines, the underlying grid is complete. What we're going to do now is trace the pattern and transfer it to watercolour paper. So using your tracing paper, attach it to the construction. And rather than just trace the outline, we're going to create a weave. That means we're going to draw a line either side of the outline. I'm going to begin by drawing a line underneath the original outline. Now I'm going to judge this distance by eye. And draw 4 at a time. Moving it down the same distance. Again, just judging it by your eye and drawing underneath the horizontal. Now if I rotate my paper, I'll do exactly the same again, underneath every single horizontal, adding another line. Do not worry if your lines are too long or too short. We can erase and neaten up the pattern on the tracing paper when all of them have been drawn. I'm going to rotate the paper again and repeat the same steps, drawing underneath each of the lines. By doing this systematically, it can get very confusing working your way around the diagram and doing it haphazardly. So the last set, and you'll begin to see how you've thickened up each of the lines to create a channel that we can then weave to make sure it looks like it's going under and over one another. So just lifting up the tracing paper, you can see how you've thickened up each of those square corners. We're going to do the diagonals exactly the same way. Always drawing the line underneath so you can keep that same thickness that you've drawn throughout. Rotate the paper and do the next set of diagonals, again underneath. Now if you unattach the tracing paper from the pattern and attach it to a plain piece of paper, you can see exactly what you've done and complete any corrections and erasings you need. So looking at this square, you can't tell which channel is going over or underneath the other. By erasing two of them, it now gives the illusion that this one is going over this one, and therefore you achieve an interwoven effect. I'm going to rotate my paper and do the same thing at this junction. Rotate the paper and do the very same erasing on this junction. So if we start in any corner, you can see that this channel is going under and then over, comes around all this way, under and then over. And hence we've made an interwoven look. So the interwoven look is complete. If we unattach it, and now using watercolour paper, we're going to reattach the tracing paper face down. Now if you want to make sure it's very straight, you can draw in the guidelines. I'm just going to use the edges of the paper and that should be fine. I'm tiling 4. You could position it so that you could make a tiling of 6 or 8. So I've attached it face down and then I'm going to use the spoon to rub and transfer the pattern. Check by lifting up the tracing paper that it's transferring strongly across, especially in the corners. And then you can adjust the pressure you apply accordingly. Okay, let's have a look. So I can see some gaps and I'm going to make sure I notice where they are and then re-rub those parts in particular. Yeah. Okay, so it looks as though the pattern's transferred fully. I can now remove the tracing paper. I'm going to use watercolour pencils. You use them just as normal colouring pencils. However, the second stage is adding water to turn them into paint or watercolour. I don't need to be too careful with how I colour in, as I'll be using a brush and that will neaten up and blend the colours into the whole channel and also into one another. So I've shaded in the channel using these 4 colours, one after the other, and mixing it up. I paid close attention to the intersections to try and make sure a different colour looked as though it was going under or over another colour. Now that we've completed the colour, I'm going to now use the water brush, the aqua brush, to add water and turn this colour into paint. Make sure you have a tissue to hand as well, to make sure you can clean the brush in between. Just by blending it very gently, you can move the pigment, the colour, into the corners of your space and blend them into one another as well. Watercolour pencils are very enjoyable to use, especially if you're not too confident painting, because you can colour in with the pencils to begin with. I'm using quite a small brush so that I can really carefully get the paint into the corners. keep on going until all the colours are blended. Last bit. And I think we're complete. So an interwoven pattern made up of 8 pointed stars, looking as though they're interwoven, one line going under or over another. The pattern is complete.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ويل للمطففين الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون ألا يظن أولئك أنهم مبعوثون ليوم عظيم يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين كلا إن كتاب الفجار لفي سجين وما أدراك ما سجين كتاب مرقوم ويل يومئذ للمكذبين الذين يكذبون بيوم الدين وما يكذب به إلا كل معتد أثيم إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون كلا إنهم عن ربهم يومئذ لمحجوبون ثم إنهم لصالو الجحيم ثم يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون كلا إن كتاب الأبرار لفي عليين وما أدراك ما عليون كتاب مرقوم يشهده المقربون إن الأبرار لفي نعيم على الأرائك ينظرون تعرف في وجوههم نضرة النعيم يسقون من رحيق مختوم ختامه مسك وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون ومزاجه من تسنيم عينا يشرب بها المقربون إن الذين أجرموا كانوا من الذين آمنوا يضحكون وإذا مروا بهم يتغامزون وإذا انقلبوا إلى فكهين وإذا رأوهم قالوا إن هؤلاء لضالون وما أرسلوا عليهم حافظين فاليوم الذين آمنوا من الكفار يضحكون على الأرائك ينظرون هل ثوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون